Alrighty, guys. Yes, sirree. We are gonna be doing it right here, right now. We've got game number 100 coming up. This is the 100th different board game that I played on my channel this year. That's an average of one board game every 3.6 days on the channel. Obviously, we've had multiple playthroughs of multiple different games, but this is the 100th different individual board game. And before we even get to it, start it up and play through. And we're actually probably not even going to play through. We're going to probably just set it up. We're going to go through how to set it up. We're going to go through the directions and everything. I don't even know if we'll get a chance to play it. But yeah, this will be 100 different board games. Do you realize that we could actually do a show on the top 100 board games of all time based upon just the games that I played this year on my channel? So, woo, we did it. I can't believe it. I didn't think we were going to do it, but I'm going to go through the list of all 100 games that we played on the channel this year. So, those of you who watched most of these or some of these, I got to give a big shout out and thank you to you for doing that. Thank you for being with me. So, as you guys know, I play sports games, I play board games, and I play war games. I play any game. I actually played a lot of computer games. We did a lot of pinball this year, trying to really get into the pinball. We played some Warframe. We played all kinds of different computer games as well, but we didn't count any of that stuff. Just physical board games that we actually got out on the table and played. So, without further ado, let's go through. And some of these are actually in the order we played them because I was going through my YouTube channel starting January 1st, 2022, and just seeing what videos I posted. And so I was just typing them up as I went through. So a lot of these, especially in the beginning, about the first 70 or 80 of these are pretty much in order from January 1st, 2022 till today, which obviously December 31st, gotta wait till the last minute to get this done. Right. Labyrinth War and Terror was game number 1. Game number 2, ATS. Game number 3, Panzer Grenadier Kursk South Flank. Game number 4, Lock and Load Heroes of North Africa. Game number 5, Old School Tactical Volume 3. Game number 6, Shadowrun Crossfire. Game number 7, Sentinels of the Multiverse. Game number 8, Stalin's Triumph. Game number 9, Mystic Vale. Game number 10, Robinson Crusoe. Game number 11, Lock and Load Heroes of Normandy. We Stand Alone. Game number 12, Talisman. Game number 13, Elder Tour. Game number 14, Marvel Champions. Game number 15, Role Player. Game number 16, Shadow Rift. Game number 17, Elder Sign. Game number 18, A Distant Plane. Game number 19, Target for Today. Game number 20, D-Day Dice. Game number 21, Gandhi. Game number 22, Old School Tactical Volume 2. Game number 23, Command and Color Ancients. Game number 24, Arkham Or, the board game 2nd edition. Game number 25, Point Blank V is for Victory. Game number 26, Aeon Zen. Game number 27, Couriers Quantumate Quedition. Game number 28, Churchill. Game number 29, Dominion. Game number 30, Corsair Leader. Game number 31, Folklore. Game number 32, Harry Potter's Hogwarts Battle. Game number 33, Spirit Island. 34, One Deck Dungeon. 35, Tekenu. 36, Darkest Night. 37, Ghost Stories. 38, Teotihuacan. Try and say that 3 times fast. Number 39, Architects of the West Kingdom. Game number 40, The Lord of the Rings. Game number 41, Terraforming Mars. 42, Fallen Land. 43, Paladins of the West Kingdom. 44, Nations. 45, Lost Ruin of Arnak. 46, Kingsbury 2nd Edition. 47, The Castles of Burgundy. Game number 48, Dune Imperium. Game number 49, Tomb with Tomb Cryptmaster. I put both of those in one game, even though they're technically two different games. I put them together. So even if we're one short, if there's a copy or something in the list here, we can always separate Tomb and Tomb Cryptmaster. It's actually two different games with two different cards, two different heroes and everything. So just keep that in mind. Game number 50, Halfway Home, Sleeping Gods, and what a game that was. Whew. Game number 41, Valley of the Kings. Game number 42, Batman Talisman. Game number 43, DC Deck Building Game. Game number 54, Ark Nova. Game number 55, Lorenzo El Magnifico. Game number 56, X-Men Insurrection. Game number 57, Mansions of Madness. Game number 58, Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition. Game number 59, Istanbul. Game number 60, Western Legends. Game number 61, Tank Duel. 62, The Magnificent. 63, Terra Mystica. Game number 64, Brass Lancashire. Game number 65, Brass Birmingham. Game 66, Legendary James Bond. 67, Space Empires 4X. 68, Tiger Leader. 69, Star Trek Frontiers. 70, Star Trek The Deck Building Game. 71, Thunderstone Quest. 72, Ascension. 73, Metal Dawn. 74, 1960, Making of the President. 75, White Star Rising. 76, Gaia's Project. 77, Nemo's War. 78, Obsession. 79, Cascadia. 80, Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. 81, Star Realms. 82, Stratomatic Hockey. 83, Grand Prix. 84, Play Ball Baseball. 85, Appa Baseball. 86, Stratomatic Baseball. 87, Stratomatic Football. 88, Second Season Football. 89, Fall Classic Baseball. 90, Space Infantry. 91, Status Pro Baseball. 92, Inside the Crease Hockey. 93, Appa Golf. 94, Matchup Hockey Board Game. 95, Triple Play Baseball. 96, Appa Hockey. 97, Under Falling Skies. 98, Commands and Colors Samurai. 99 was Wingspan. And your 100th game of 2022 on the channel is going to be, I figured I'd make it at least memorable, right? I mean, it's the big one. It's the 100th one. We should make it something that like really is going to stand out. It's going to make it, it's going to put a stamp on this. It's going to put a explanation point on this 100 game challenge that we did. Right? I mean, I could play any game. I got hundreds and hundreds of different games, but I wanted something that like puts this explanation point and relates to this year, 2022, right? Something that happened specifically in 2022 that's going to make me think when I did my 100 game challenge. What should I think of? What games did I play? What was memorable about it? I mean, that's why we do this stuff, is make memories and think about it and say, oh yeah, I enjoyed this and I did this, and 22 was this, that, and the other thing. For me, I guess there's one game in 2022. There's one game that has kind of synonymous with ID Jester in 2022. There's a world famous video about this game here on the channel. And wherever I go, whoever I talk to, even some of the greatest of all time, Stuka Joe, he mentions it every time he sees me. That's right. We're talking about none other. Game number 100 of the year is going to be Race to Moscow, 1941, by Phalanx Studios. And Vladimir Gudami, and I butchered your name, I apologize for that, is the designer. This game and me have a history, a really bad history, a really, really bad history. This game was the only game literally in my collection that has gotten thrown across the room, and literally if it would have fit in my trash can in my room, I would have thrown it in the trash can, but it was too big for the trash can. So I've held on to this game, hoping and praying somehow this game is halfway decent. It was a lot of money to kickstart this game. A lot of money to kickstart this game. And the components in this game are way, way below average. Way, way, way below average. It's when you see the stuff, you gotta wonder, you scratch your head. What the hell were they thinking, right? Because I mean, if you're gonna you make a decent board and you go through all the effort to put the nice graphics on the cards and stuff, and then these cheap, extremely cheap plastic pieces look like crap. I would have rather them ditch the plastic and just gone all with little cardboard pieces, because the plastic looks so bad. It is horrible. So yes, so I wanted to, 2022. We got this Kickstarter. We started it back in 2019. We waited 3 years for this game to show up. 3 freaking years because of, well, I mean, COVID and supply shortages or whatever issues they came up with, right? Whatever issues they came up with. Speaking of which, I got on a Kickstarter kick in 2019, November 2019. I was like, oh, this game looks good. Click, yes. Click, yes. I did like 3 or 4 games. This is one of them. Another one was what's the name of it? The Great Wall, which is really, really good. Probably one of my top 10 games of all time. Quality, production wise, that game goes above and beyond, right? So when you get something like that, and then like literally a month later, you get this crap, you go, oh man, no. But as bad as this is, as bad as the production is of this game, I'm still waiting on one of my games from 2019 that I kickstarted. I'm still waiting, and it's not going to be here. They've already announced it's not going to be here until at least 2023, obviously, because today's the last day of December. Anyways, it's not going to be, I think, like March or April of 2023 is when they're figuring they can finally start shipping. So, I mean, it's probably going to be summertime before I even get that one, which means that game is going to then be, what, 5 years old from when I kickstarted it? So at least I got this one. As bad as it is, at least I got the stupid game. Now, let's see how it plays. Let's see how well it does its thing. And we're going to just go through it step by step. I'm going into this game blind. Taking my glasses, I'm blind as a bat. I can't see jack, right? I've just sorted pieces out. Just that's all I did. Cards and pieces. I sorted out the pieces and put them out on the boards. And I'm like, oh, I already got like I think I put my sleeve down. That was not good because I knocked all the little pieces around. I think I got this game like probably 80% figured out already. Probably about 80%. There's a few things I mean, it's a race. You got the north, the south, and the middle, right? You got Army Group North, Army Group Center, and Army Group South, right? And it's a race, and the first player to get to their objective wins, right? So you have one player doing Army Group North, one player doing Army Group Center, and one player doing Army Group South, which is why this whole production, whoever was in charge of this Kickstarter should be fired, right? Should be just get out of board gaming, go to whatever wherever, I don't know who it is at Phalanx, but they need to be removed from their position and maybe put into game support or something else because they're horrible at their job. Because when you look at the box, which, here we go. You see what it says for players? Player count 1 to 3.5 players. That's what it actually says on the box. 1. Let's see if I can get it to. Yeah. Well, I can't get. It says 1 to 3.5 players. So how do you get 3.5 players? Again, I'm probably not going to have a single nice thing to say about this game. Probably during this whole playthrough. So if you don't want to hear somebody complaining about it, you don't want to hear anybody saying things negative about it, you don't want to hear all the bad things, go watch somebody else's video because I'm just going to tell you the way it is in real life. In real life, this game was expensive. It cost me, I think it cost $40 or $50 just to ship the goddamn thing here. For some reason, it cost $40 or $50 because the supply shortage, shipping containers, whatever bullshit excuse they could use to get more money out of us. That's pretty much it, right? That's pretty much the cusp of 2022 was how much money can we get out of people because of we can claim that there's still supply shortages until people figure out that really no, there isn't any supply shortages anymore and there really isn't any issues. So we are, we can't charge you extra for that stuff. But in the meantime, while the stupid Americans haven't figured that out yet, and they keep throwing this in our face that, oh, there's supply shortages and it's everything costs more, blah blah blah. There was a great on PBS. There was a great 15-minute phone interview about the fact that everyone, all the companies are taking advantage of this supply shortage, and that there isn't any supply shortages and there isn't any shipping issues, and they just keep claiming this because this way they can say, oh, our costs are going to go up. Our costs are going to go up. Our costs are. It's not our fault. It costs us more to print it. It costs us more to, which is all a total lie, by the way. Just so you know that, okay? And I should do a news show is what I should do every day. I could be Walter Cronkite Jr., right? I tell you the way it is because people don't know it unless they hear it, right? They keep hearing on the TV, oh, there's supply shortage. It's not true at all. Correctly, there is no supply shortages. There shouldn't be this increase in costs, right? Because they're not charging us more for the game. They're just trying to demand more so that they can make more profits of it. In 2023, 1 year from today, all right, this is what I want you to do. For those of you who don't believe me, right? In 2023, right? What we're going to do next year is we're going to go look at all the companies from 2022 and see what kind of profit margins they made, right? Because according to the companies out there, they're not making enough money, so they're going to have to charge more money to the customers. All right? So what that means is whatever they supply you, right? It costs them, we're just going to say X dollars, right? And for them to make money, they have to charge their customers at least X. So if their thing costs $5, right? And they charge you $5, then that company makes zero money because it costs them $5 to make it. It costs they got $5 by selling it to somebody, so they've made $0. So obviously, company's not going to make any profits. If company X or company makes X product and it costs $5 and they sell it for $10, right? Company has now made $5 in profit. It cost them $5 to make it. They sold it for $10. It is now $5 that the company has made. So there is such a shortage, right? There's such a shortage and there's such a problem with costs, right? Whatever companies out there, right, are claiming that it costs them a lot more money and they're going to have to pass that on to their customers. So, what we're saying is, for those of you who don't understand it, I'm going through this step by step. So there's no confusion that Jester said this. No. What they're saying is because 2022, because of the COVID in 2019 and 2020 and 2021, and the supply shortages and the shipping problems and blah, blah, blah. What they're saying is whatever company, instead of spending $5 to make it, okay, $5 to make it, it now costs them $8 to make it, right? So they used to sell it for $5. I'm sorry, they used to make it for $5 and then they sold it for 10, which gives them $5 in profit. Now what they're claiming, okay, what they're claiming now is that it used to cost $5 and now it's costing them $8 to make it. And if they only sell it for $10, their margin for a growth is way down, right? Because instead of making $5 per sale, they're making $2 per sale, which means they're losing their revenue that they gain to their company is going to be down by, let's calculate this out, $5 normally profit, you're only getting $2 normally. That means you would have 60%. You're losing 60% of your sales. So if we were to normally, right, if we watch any company, just take any one at random, and you say, let's see how much money they made in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023, right? If we do that, right, what we normally see in a company is kind of some steady, kind of normal growth, right? And then what we'll see is a huge dip in 2022, huge dip because of this extra cost that these companies have had to endure. So what we're going to do in 2023, at the end of 2023, is we're going to go back and we're going to look at all these companies that aren't making all the money in the world anymore. And they're charging all their customers extra money because they can't make that. They're going broke, right? They're going broke. They just can't make enough money. Let me tell you right now, it's all a scam. It's all a lie. All right. They're charging you more money so they can make more money. That's all they're doing. Do you think in 2023 their profit margins are going to go down? That's not how companies make money. That's not how they do it. So anyways, that's a side rant. That's not what we're here for, right? We're here to watch and play this, right? This Race for Moscow, game number 100 on the channel. We could do a top 100 board games of all time. How many of you out there? Raise your hands. I bet you nobody's going to raise your hand. How many of you done a top 100 board games of all time on your channel? Not probably any of you, right? It's not an easy thing to do. First of all, you have to play over 100 games. Number two, you have to go through and make all the videos and do all your evaluations and all the stuff that does in producing the videos. Play the games, producing the videos. Not too many top 100 lists out there. I think I've only seen one or two different people do top 100 board games of all time, right? We actually played 100 different board games in 2022 on the channel. So, and I got games scattered all over because this game, as you know, got thrown across the room. And then when I started stacking my huge pile of games, I'm like, I'm going to put all the crappy games at the bottom because if they get crushed, I don't care because they're the crappy games. So this game was literally, whoa. This game was literally the base holding up all the good games. That's how bad this game is. So, like I said, probably not going to have a lot of nice things to say about this. Now, here's the thing. The production quality of this game is terrible. Horrible. Horrible. When you look at the plastic, specifically, let's talk about the plastic pieces. The plastic pieces are horrible. Okay. The rest of the game is actually, let's look at it. Let's show you what the game looks like. Right. So the board is a mounted thick board. It looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The player token pieces are fine. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. They're two-sided. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. But then when you look at the plastic pieces, it's like, are you serious? Why would you even go to plastic? They got you can tell cheap plastic when they have the little the mold lines in them, right? So you got all the mold lines in them. You got parts that have like holes from air bubbles. When we zoom in, you can see. Hello. Come on. Well, you got pieces that have air bubbles in them. You can see the extra little plastic nibs and stuff where they have the molds, the mold lines, or whatever you want to call them. The army counters are literally a joke, right? If you look at these army counters, oh my god, these things are like a joke. Like they're supposed to represent like the army, but they're I don't know. And the thing is, when you have them up to the camera, they look, halfway decent or whatever, but they're not even that good because of how small they are. You think, oh, that's all right. It's a tank. It looks okay. It's a tank, right? But look at how small it is on my map. Can you see how small it is? Can you see how tiny that is? Right? You spent, I spent, I think, $90 for this game plus 40 to ship it. So it was like 130 to 140 US dollars to get this game sent to me. It's literally worth around, I would probably buy this game from Miniature Market or something for maybe $35 to $40 is what it's worth. I would not pay more than that. Right? And I noticed today when I was looking at some stuff, they actually have one of the websites, one of the game manufacturers here in the US that you can order games from, had it on sale for $67. I think it was 67 some odd cents. 67.97 or something like that. And I'm thinking, 67.97 on sale? Are you kidding me? They are asking an arm and a leg for this game for whatever reason. I don't know if it. I'm still trying to wrap my head around why they would charge that much for this game because the plastic pieces are horrible, which we talked about. The board is nice. The cards are nice. Right? I mean, good quality cards. You got nice photos on them. They have a nice slide to them, right? So that's fine. Like I said, all the little PC parts are fine. There's nothing wrong with those PC parts. It's the plastic it's very annoying. And then of course, slower board gamers in the house. We have got the biggest travesty The biggest travesty in board gaming history. Yes, I'm calling it right now. The biggest travesty in board gaming history. The Race for Moscow Axis aircraft expansion. This was our special gift for pre-ordering, Kickstartering, whatever they call it nowadays. For Kickstartering Race to Moscow. This package was our gift. We got this for free as part of our package. You guys, if you didn't kickstart it, you have to order this, right? So let me, if you haven't seen this rant yet, oh, you're in for it. You're in for a good one here, right? So we have 4 of these there's 3 plastic planes. 3 plastic planes. 3 Stuka plastic planes. And there's one white. There's one that is like this tan color. And then there's one that's this like brown or black color or whatever. So they 3 different colors. Stukas, plastic planes. And then you have this little ship icon as well. That is what you get in this pack. 3 Stukas and a ship. This is selling. Hold on to your socks. This is selling for $30. $30. I think you can get on sale sometimes for $25. You get 3 plastic cheap ass planes. Literally, I can't imagine that this costs more than maybe 3 cents to make. It is cheap plastic. In fact, you can see one of the wheels is even broken off the bottom of it already. It's just cheap plastic. That's all it is. There's nothing special about it. It's not metal. It is a plastic mold. They pour plastic in it. It sets. They take it out of the mold. They put it in the box. It is the cheapest plastic known to man, and they're charging you $25 for this. If you, right, are dumb enough to buy this for $25, you should send me your board game license, because you don't need to be buying board games. You're dumb. You don't need to be in our go play Xbox. Go play something else. We don't need you in board gaming. You're too dumb. You're hurting our hobby by being dumb. We don't want dumb people in our hobby. We want smart people in our hobby. How much do you want for those? Got to have them. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, right? They're gonna, and this is what they're banking on, right? People go, "Ooh, this looks like a pretty cool game. I'm gonna buy the game." Oh, wait, look, it comes with the little expansion. That's $20, $30. All right, throw the expansion in. Boom, boom, boom. And then they get the expansion, and it's like 3 plastic planes and a plastic ship. It just, people need to be smart. And that's part of what we're going to talk about at 5 o'clock today when we go through New Year's resolutions for 2023. My number 1 resolution for next year is I'm going to be a lot smarter about my board game purchases. And we're going to go through what I did right and what I did wrong this year. And hopefully you guys can learn from people's mistakes. We all make mistakes. Rob, what's going on? E4 Airman, Lower Slower Board Gamer, Mike, Butter Jelly, D. Scott Howard. You all are wonderful. You're all great. You're all awesome. Thank you for your support in 2022. This is our 100th game. This is our 100th game on the channel. How many of you, raise your hands out there, have done a top 100 board games of all time on your channel? You can't. Just to play 100 board games, in your life is hard enough, let alone playing 100 board games in 1 year. I might be the only player. I might be. I don't know. We'll see. I might be the only one that did 100 on their channel in 1 year. Now, I know a lot of people play and they don't post them and they don't do a lot of videos and blah, blah, blah. And there's probably people that have played a lot more games than me, but I would like to see somebody that's done 100 board games on their channel. It's a big difference, right? Where you actually have to sit down and record and broadcast and talk and spend the time to do it on your channel and not do it offline. So I spent 2022 making an APA 10-yard marker from steel. Lower Solar Board Gamer played 54 different games this year. Wow, that's actually very commendable. 54 games. I'm thinking most people played between 30 to 50 on their channel. Now, here's the problem. All right, we always, well, I'm a realist, right? Here's the problem. Whenever you play 100 board games, that's one game every 3.6 days, which means you don't have a lot of time to play one game over and over and over and over again to get really good. I don't get to play a game and play scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3, scenario 4, scenario 5. You know, a lot of people enjoy that. That's their jam, and that's great. That is the way you're supposed to do it. The way I do it is not the way you should do it. Just saying. That's not the way you should do it. The way you should do it is play it however you want, and don't worry about trying to get 100 games in or 200 games in or whatever. You should play whatever you want at any time you want. But the best way is, and we're going to talk about this at 5 o'clock, is enjoy. When you get a game, you need to enjoy it and not just play it, put the pieces back in the box, put it on the shelf, and then get to the next game. You don't really get to enjoy the first game. I just got, after Lower Solar Board Gamer spent years harping on me about Wingspan. Get it. You need to get it. You need to get it. It's a really good game. I played it 50 times. I played it 100 times. I played it 1,000 times. You need to get this game. It's really good. I think you're going to like this. I finally broke down and I said, you know what? That Lower Solar Board Gamer, he knows a thing or two. He knows a thing or two about me. And so I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to break down. I'm going to buy it. And even though the theme, it's birds, I'm not a bird guy. I know hawks and eagles and ducks and geese, and we have them all out in the backyard. In fact, if I was to remove this right now and open the back door, you could probably see 10 different kinds of birds sitting in my backyard because I got a huge pond back there. There's ducks and egrets and this morning we woke up to the sound of that, what the hell, crane. It's a gray crane, and the thing makes a noise like you would not believe, right? And if it was up to me, I'd shoot the damn bird, right? So I have no interest in birds. This game is really, really good. It's a game about birds, but it's also like a engine building mechanic, and I got to get things so I can put things down, and then, that gets me more things, and then you're building, if I can do this, it's going to give me an egg, and if I put an egg on this guy, every time I put an egg on this guy, I get to draw a card, and every time I get to draw a card, I get 2 victory points, and you get this little mechanic going, and I killed the AI today. My first play ever, I killed him. Anyways, that's a side story, right? Anyways, being smart with your money is super important. I don't get, playing 100 different games. I don't get to play Wingspan 28 times in a month. Next year is going to be a little different. Next year, we're going to be smarter with our purchases. We're going to delve in deeper with the purchases, and we're going to be a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Smart about what we're buying and when we're buying it. Do not buy bird games. Eggs. Hey, Lower Solar says birds. I know, right? Who knew? Yeah, who knew? And that's the other thing is, and we've been talking about this a couple weeks ago on the War Room. And by the way, guys, we are not in the War Room today because the War Room starts at 5 today, 5 to 7. Normally we'd be getting ready for the War Room, but we're not doing it until 5 to 7 p.m. tonight. Is that going to be just for January? No, it's not going to be just for January. We're going to be smart next year. We're going to be, when I look back, there's a lot of wasted money, right? Because you get things and you either don't play them, you don't get to enjoy them. I've got a boatload of games here, and I haven't got to enjoy them because that's why I'm not going to have time to do. That's why I wanted to get game 100 in. So let's get to game 100, right? We all know the story behind Race for Moscow. This game, when I got it, I opened it up and I was all excited because yes, our Kickstarter from 2019 finally arrived. It was only 3 years late, but yes, it finally arrived. And then it shows up and it looks like hell. It looks like trash. Especially because a couple months before this arrived, another game that I kickstarted in 2019, The Great Wall, showed up. And let me show you. We have the Great Whoa, got the Great Wall. It's going to take a second for it to focus in on us. Come on there, Mr. Computer, Mr. There we go. All right, we have the Great Wall. This is one of the expansions. This is just an expansion box, right? But I just wanted to show you guys the difference in the artwork and the quality, and you can tell I haven't even taken this one out of the shrink wrap because I haven't played with the expansion yet. But this is their little build the wall mechanic. You know, where you're building a wall. So here are all the different pieces to build the walls, right? Which look really good. We've already shown you that. How do we? Shoot. Maybe this is not the best example to show you. Let me grab the other box. Okay. (2019) November. We'll go back in time. Kickstarted 3 games. Kickstarted The Great Wall. I kickstarted Race to Moscow, and I kickstarted something of madness. I can't even remember because it's been so long and I still haven't received it yet. So those are the 3 games. I wait. 2019 with COVID hits. The world shuts down. 2020. Oh, we can't do anything. Sorry about your luck. 2021. Oh, we're starting to work on finally, but there's supply chains issues and we can't get the game out. It's going to be another year or so before we can get it out. Long story short, 2022 rolls around. Boom. All of a sudden, 4 years later, we get our Kickstarters that we kickstarted in 2019. This one, fortunately for us, showed up first. This is what we get, right? Bam. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys on a journey with the other camera. You're up close with me now. Let's have a heart-to-heart talk, right? Heart-to-heart. That's my heart to your heart. All right. So we're going to get down and dirty, close. Oh, man. I am a good looking guy. Holy cow. Yeah. Let's get in close and look because this is important stuff, right? We want to show you what's the difference between something that's good and something that's not good. Let's look at this. Okay, someone's going to ban Rob because Rob doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Look, so you see that? Let's look at this one. Look at that. Right? All right, so what we just witnessed is when you look at something, right? 95% of the time, you're going to get a reaction one way or the other. Ooh, this looks great. Ooh, this looks like crap. Ooh, this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. For me, and I think just about everyone out there, when you see this, right? When you see this, whether the game could be the crappiest game on the planet, right? But you look at the game and it's well designed. It's got great quality. It's got great components. It's got everything that you would want, right? You get this game in, you look at it, you look at it, you're gonna smile. You're gonna, oh my God, this is great. This is the best. I made a great purchase. You're gonna be happy about it. You're gonna be excited about it. You're gonna want to play it. You're gonna want to get it out. These pieces look like, good Lord, right? This is one of these things that, if you were, you might want to try to paint it if you're a good painter, right? If you got the skills, that's something that you would say, wow, I'm gonna spend time, I'm gonna paint this sucker up. It's gonna look awesome, right? Because it does. It looks incredibly good. You're happy. You're excited. You are thrilled. 2 months later arrives a game called Race for Moscow. You're all excited about it because, again, you ordered it in 2019, you got 2020. Oh, God, we can't do anything. 2021. Oh, with supply shortages, it's going to be another year. 2022. Oh, it finally arrives. 2 months after this game arrives, and you pull it out, and literally the pieces come in a plastic bag, right? They come in these plastic bags, which, that's fine. It's pieces. You don't expect every game company to have the pieces, individual slots. Sure, all right. Then you get the pieces out and you look at them and you go, oh my God, what the hell were they thinking? Because this, that's not what we want. We want the other screen. There we go. Let's see if I can zoom in on these plastic pieces here. These awesome plastic pieces. Look at these plastic pieces. Yes, we have the ship with the wheels that are missing. Yes, sirree. Here is our wonderful trains. Look at these trains. Yeah, look at those wonderful trains. Yeah, and look at the plastic on this truck where you get to see the plastic parts coming off the wheels. And yeah, and then your super cool pieces that you actually play the game with are these crappy looking yeah, right. And then of course you have one of the armies has two different tanks, right? So they have two different tank units. Right? They have two different tank units. One is hang on a second, let me get this for you guys. It is what is it? Once the Ninth Army and once the Fourth Army. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. Once the Ninth Army, once the Fourth Army. Those are the armies. Where are the? Oh, here it is. Panzer. That is Third Panzer Group. We have the Third Panzer Group, and we have the Second Panzer Group. All right, so we have the Second Panzer Group. We have the First Panzer Group. So obviously, we need to have different counters because otherwise, we are not going to know which is the third and which is the second. We're going to need to have different counters. So the Brainiacs over at Phalanx had a meeting one day, right? They had a meeting, and all the big wigs got together, and they said, "Hey, we ran into a problem, guys. We were making Race for Moscow. We're making this super cool game, Race for Moscow. We got 2 tank units, one the second Panzer Group, we got one the third Panzer Group, but they're both white, right? So we need to figure out a way to separate the second Panzer Group from the third. So when the players are playing, they know, oh, this is the third, this is the second. So everyone, let's sit down, let's put our brains together, let's try and figure out the best way, the very best way that we can separate. And somebody raises their hand and says, you know what I think we should do? We should have one of them could be like a Panzer IV, and the other one would be like maybe a Tiger tank or a Panther tank or something like that. And all the bigwigs there at Phalanx, they scratch their head. And they say, well, that's a good suggestion, but let's see if we can think of something else, right? Let's see. So somebody else raises their hand and they say, well, sir, I know this is Army Group Center, right? So maybe we can have one that's white, right? And then maybe one that's like a gray or something like an offshoot. That way, they don't look the same. And everyone, and the big wigs at Phalanx, they said, let me think about this now. I'm not thrilled, not really thrilled with that idea. No, I don't think that's going to work. We need to think harder. We need to think smarter. And finally, somebody else raises their hand and they say, yeah, what's your idea? And they said, we got Panzer Group 2 and we got Panzer Group 3, and they're both in the center and they're both white. The way to separate them is to make one that is 1 millimeter smaller than the other counter. If you make it 1 millimeter smaller, people will be able to tell the difference between 2nd Panzer and 3rd Panzer. Not change the color, not change the different kind of tank. Just make it 1 millimeter smaller. And the brainiacs at Phalanx said, bingo, that's what we're going to do. They literally have the exact same model, but one of them is literally like 1 millimeter smaller that represents a different counter. That was smart. I mean, think of all the money they saved at Phalanx. Think of all the money that they saved. That extra drop of plastic that they didn't have to put into this game, that was a genius move by those brainiacs over at Phalanx. I mean, they should get a raise. I mean, the CEOs should get a raise. I mean, that is just brilliant. We'll make one that is minutely bigger than the other one. And then people will be able to tell, oh, that's a 3rd Panzer and that'll be the 2nd Panzer. And it won't be any issue whatsoever to tell the difference between them at all. No. There wouldn't be. I mean, there's one. It's bigger. That's 2nd Panzer. It's bigger. If you look at it on the screen, it's bigger than the other one. And that's the reason it only cost me $40 to ship it, because they saved all that extra weight to ship it over here. Otherwise, it would have been $50 to ship it. Dwayne, you're right on it, buddy. You are right on it. How much was each game? Purchasing Kickstarter, that is a great question. Let's go look at how much we Kickstarted this for, shall we? Because I enjoy sharing my pain with everyone so much. Kickstarter. Let's go to Kickstarter. We'll log in. I'm glad you all enjoy my pain and suffering as much as I do, because, I mean, without my pain and suffering, where would you all be? Yeah, hang on, I got to move this back over. So the main takeaway, right? The main takeaway is you have oh, when you have something as beautiful as this, as well designed as this, as excellent as this is done, right? These are the companies that us smart people should be supporting. These are yes, the companies that we all should support and give our money to, right? And these other ass companies, uh oh, I gotta log in. Are you kidding me? Okay. We have, let's look. It was $60, 60 euros at the time, which I think was like 90 US dollars, I think is what it was at the time. Now I know the euro's gone down some since then, and I don't know because it doesn't tell me the exact price that I paid for it. It just tells me it was my my thing at the time was 60 euros, right? 60 euros. And yeah, it doesn't tell me. It just goes through all of their bullshit about how 2021 will promise. We're promising to get it to you in 2021. Don't worry, we're getting it to you in 2021. Lies, lies, my friends. So this was why I wanted to do Game 100. I wanted to make it special. I wanted to make it memorable. I wanted you all to enjoy my pain and suffering that I enjoyed for this game. And maybe, just maybe, if it helps one person out there, I've done my job. I have done my job. You know why I've done my job? Right? Because now every time I see Stuka Joe, he mentions this game, right? So Stuka Joe will never make a bad purchase again because he's watched my video and he knows my pain and suffering. Same thing with a lot of other people that have come to my channel. They've seen the pain, they've seen the suffering. They now understand. Do not buy this game. Do not buy this game. And the reason I know people are coming to watch this, right, is because it's on sale. Go look at some of the websites. They got it on sale now. It's only been out a couple months. They're trying to get rid of it because they got all these extra copies because people are not buying it. People are not buying it because of me. So I have done my job. Phalanx, you executives, y'all need to be shot and fired, right? You need to just step down, go into Nintendo, go to Xbox or something like that because you suck at board gaming, right? You suck at it. You don't know what you're doing, and all you're going to do is end up running your company in the background because these idiots, they think that producing this crap is the way that they're going to keep customers and make customers happy. Yeah, ID Jester plays games so you don't have to. Now, here's the thing. It's a damn shame that I spent hours talking about this game, but I've never actually played it because in all reality, it might be like one of the best games ever. It's basically, it looks like it can play solo great, right? You're operating Army Group North, Army Group South, and Army Group Center, and it's a race to get to your objective first, right? So you're doing that. So you could play this solo, and you can just run each one separately yourself and try to do the best you can for each of them and see which one wins, and then do it again and see if it's if you can do better for one of the other sides. And you can probably have a lot of fun playing this game, and it might actually be worth it for you because there's a lot of strategy. I think I haven't read the rule book. I haven't even opened the rule book, but I've got 90% of the game figured out just by getting the pieces out and sorting the cards, right? So when you sort through the cards, right, you have these special pieces. There's like an army looking counter, and there's a tank looking counter, and then there's another army one, right? And those match up with these little cards that say north, south, or center. So in Army Group North, I can just take these cards and say, oh, this represents the tank unit, and these are the supplies it has. There is these supplies, there's fuel tokens, and there's also food tokens. And so you're spending a lot of time, moving your guys and doing attacks and stuff, but you're also managing your supplies and everything for your units, and how all that supply and everything works. That's what I would use the rule book for if I wanted to actually play the damn game. The more I look at it, the more I realize game 100 should have been the Great Wall, right? It is. You don't want to bring light, and this is kind of my fault, bring light to the bad things, right? You want to bring light to the good things. You want people to come to your channel and look and watch and play and see the Great Wall, because this, for me, my friends, this is something I would be proud to show to people and say, oh yeah, if my neighbors, we went over, this is story time, boys and girls. We went over, me and the wife went over across the street yesterday. We got some neighbors over there. We played Mexican dominoes, and we played Mexican dominoes with them a couple times a year, maybe 5 or 6 times a year. And when they come over here, right, I can suggest to them, hey, maybe we should play a board game other than Mexican dominoes. We could try and play this, that, and the other thing, blah, 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 right? And they go, oh, well, sure, what do you got? And I go, hey, let's look at this. This is what I got. I got this game right here. This is called Great Wall of China. And what we're doing is we're working together. We're fighting off a horde of enemies, and we're using our units to kind of defeat the enemies that are coming after us. And we're putting pieces down on the board and trying things out. Oh, yay. Yeah, that looks really cool. That's cool. What's this game you got? And I go, oh, yeah, this is Race to Moscow. You take parts of a map, and I take part of a map, and your wife takes a different part of the map, and it's a race, and we're trying to get from point A to point Z, and we're using all of our units and stuff. And then, oh, let's look at that one. That one sounds interesting. And I show them this game, and they go, and they go, oh, no, God. And they say, well, how do you tell the two tank units apart from one another? And then you go, oh, yeah, you don't understand. They made one that's 1 millimeter smaller than the other. So you should know which one. But couldn't they have just changed the color and made one a little darker? No, that was too much thought. Well, couldn't they have made one a different model than the? No. That would have taken too much money, too much thought. Way to do it as cheap and as possible. Oh, so they made it a little bit smaller. That's probably smart for them because they saved on shipping then, right? See, my neighbors know more than most board gamers. My neighbors know. Oh, yeah, and Lower Solar Board Gamer says, yeah, I have this great game. It's about birds. And the cool thing is you build like a little tower and you put the dice in and it rolls and they go, that's pretty cool. Maybe we'll play that. And I go, great, let's play it, right? I would never in a million years, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed to have this game out. I'd be embarrassed to have this game and show it to people. I've been hanging on to this game because, yes, I have to show you, right? For those of you who haven't joined until now, it has been under the stack of games over there on my shelf, right over there. It has been behind the TV set, and it's been holding up all these games. All these games have been on top of it. And I had to dig this game out to get to it because, of course, I want to put all the crappy games on the bottom. And now the Tower of Death, right? All these board games were sitting on top of it. And I had to get them all off to bring this game over to the table, right? Because I figure if I'm going to have a game get crushed, it might as well be the worst game I have, right? Might as well. So, yeah, all those games back there were stacked up over there. And I spent 5 minutes digging this game out and thinking, this is going to be a special game, game 100. We're going to give this game a reprieve. We're giving this game a reprieve. I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to give it a try. And as soon as I got it out, and as soon as I started talking about it, it all went out the window, I guess, as you can see. It all went out the window. It all went out. I can't help it. I just can't help it. I can't help it. I'm helping people. I feel it's my duty to help people and to make them make wise decisions with their money, right? I'm helping people because if we go, I ain't going to waste time. You can go and if you want to buy this game, you can find it on sale now because they're getting rid of it. They can't find people that want it because why? Because people like me are telling you don't buy it. Do not buy this game. If it's $30 for free shipping, then maybe it's worth it. I think you could get $30 worth of value out of this game. You could play it a few times, probably have some fun with it. And like I said, it might not even be that bad a game if you can get over all the crappy components. And again, I should mention, and this is what the downfall of this game is it 80% of the components are fine. It's that 20 extra percent. And those are the most important. The most important parts of your game look like crap. The units that are on your map that people are going to be moving every single turn. They're going to have to look at those pieces every single turn. They look like crap. They are horrible, terrible components, right? Why? And if you're going to make a game and you spend quality time and effort making a great looking map. This map looks great. Let's look at this map. This nice looking map. Nice looking map. The most of the counters, right? The wood pieces are thick, good quality. There is black and then there's brown, which, I could give her, they could have made like one could have been a different color. There's like a white, a black, and then a brown. If you're kind of colorblind, those two colors could get together. But I mean, that's fine. Map looks decent. The cards, we talked about the cards. The cards are fine, right? The cards look good. They shuffle well. They got a nice gloss finish to them. They're nice and thick cards. They got a nice photograph on them. Oop, this is an M. That doesn't belong there. Right? So these are fine. I don't have any problem with these. Right? I don't have any problem with these. I don't have any problem with these. I don't have any problem with the map. The rest of the counters are two-sided. They look pretty decent, actually. They're thick. They look nice when you get a piece. Where does this go? Right there, right? They look fine. They look good, actually. They look good. I'm going to go as far to say it looks good. The rest of the game, besides all the crappy plastic parts, look I would say 7 out of 10. At least 7 out of 10. I even might go as 8 out of 10 with, because the cards are actually, they got that nice glossy, kind of smooth, kind of plasticky feel to them. You know, those cards I'm talking about, which I really like because number one, they shuffle really well. They don't stick. They got that nice, texture. So I might even go up to 8 out of 10 on the rest of the components. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with all that. Your number one thing that you use, the units, right? Your units, the most important part of your game, are horrible. Why would you do that? You would have been better off making a cardboard standee, which would have turned out probably 80 times better. Make a cardboard standee would have been better because number one, then it would be standing up. It'd be easier to see. You could color code them. You could put different designs on them. You could do whatever you wanted to. And it would stand out and be super cool. And they would be standing up. It would be easy to spot, to see who's winning, who's losing. Right now, I have literally got to scan the map to try and find this tank. I gotta literally scan it to try and find it sometimes because I don't know where it's at because it's so small. And not only that, right? They made the background colors of each, right? Let's look. Here we go, boys and girls. Smart. They made the background colors. Where are you, tank? Oh, there you are. They made the background color the same color as the tank. So literally, if we put it in there, you can not see the tank at all unless you're directly on top of it. So can someone tell me what genius person out there decided to make the background color of every single spot the exact same color as the tiniest little tank that you could possibly find and think that that was a great suggestion? Again, whoever made these decisions, please leave board gaming because you're hurting our hobby. You're hurting our brains. Go somewhere where you're wanted. Maybe go to a bar, serve alcohol or something, because that's about the quality of the person that you should be dealing with, because you should not be dealing with board gamers. You don't know what you're doing, and all you're doing is hurting our hobby, because there's idiots out there that'll purchase this game. They're going to look at it. They're going to play it. They're going to try it out. They're going to show it to their friends, and they're going to hate it, and they're going to have a bad time. So the next time they want to play something, they're going to be sitting around and somebody's going to say, hey, let's play a board game. And his friend's going to say, nah, I didn't have fun doing that. Let's play an Xbox instead. And the other guy's going to say, yeah, you're probably right. Let's just play Xbox and forget that. Is that good for board gaming? Anyone out there, raise your hand if you think that's good for board gaming. It's not. These idiots at Phalanx are idiots for a reason. We need to call them out. Somebody out there, right? The problem is you have idiots, and now I'm getting all riled up. You have idiots out there that get free copies of this game sent to them. Other channels, which I'm not going to name them, right? And so they put this on their channel and they talk good about it because they got a free copy from the manufacturer and they talk good about it. So other people are out there going, hey, I should probably pick this game up because look at so-and-so said it was good and so-and-so liked it. And they talked about it and they had a nice video on their channel about it because other people were bought off by game manufacturers out there. I've been sent some things by game companies, and I've told them I'm not putting your stuff on my channel because I don't like your game. Don't send it to me. So I could be somebody like other people and just say, oh, I got something for free. I'm going to put the game on my channel. I'm going to talk good about it. I'm going to say good things about it. I've gotten games from Game for free sent to me and said, can you play it? And I've said, nope, I don't like the game. I'm not going to put it on my channel. I'm wasting my time. And if I did put it on my channel, all I'd say is negative things about it. And they said, oh, okay, well, that's fine. All right. Yeah, I don't, I'm not going to play that game where you can buy me off like you can buy off other game channels out there. And those people should be just ashamed as this game company should be just ashamed. When you produce something like this and then you get it out there, right? And we're not just talking about this game in general. We're talking about Game of the Year from 2021, U-Boat, right? If you guys remember the catastrophe that was U-Boat in 2021 that was released, and the game manufacturer put a post out to have everyone go and vote for their game, and so they could win War Game of the Year. And of course they did, because they had a lot of people going and voting for it, because that's what the manufacturer said. Go vote for us. It doesn't matter if it's a good game or not. Just go vote for us. And they did. And so, and that's where, this is where the downfall of our great hobby is you have great games, right? And you have terrible games, and they're all treated the same, which is a damn shame, right? So my channel, right, my little tiny channel, 4,300 subscribers, whatever it is, right? Just a little channel out there on the internet, half the size or a quarter of the size of some of the big namer, right? But I want to tell you the way it is, whether the game manufacturer likes it or not, because I think it's more important in the long run to get it right and let people know ahead of time what's going on. That's just my thoughts about it, right? I literally came in to game 100 thinking I'm going to give this game a fair chance, right? I'm going to try it. We're going to go through the rules. We'll set it up. We'll do like a little practice scenario, whatever, just to try out the mechanics. And like I said, we might even try to do that sometime, right? Because I think it'll probably be an interesting game. It's probably got some cool mechanics, trying to manage your resources, trying to, it's a race, trying to get to your objective before anybody else can. And depending on, which location you go to, I mean, it could be a great, fun little game. Problem is, it looks like ass. So, number one, it doesn't inspire me to play it. And number two, I don't want to put it on my channel because I don't want people thinking this is what normal board gaming is. So what I would have to do is I'm literally going to have to go and find replacement components for every single one of those pieces. Every single one. Now you tell me, my friends, right? We're getting ready to play. I showed you what it looks like. Now let's just say they decided to not be complete idiots, right? And they decided, you know what? Let's just spend the extra $5 and let's make a tank. Let's put a real looking tank in there, right? Let's put something in there that looks halfway decent. You can even go smaller size. You don't even have to go full size. Like you could go something like this size tank. You don't have to go super big. You can go this size tank. This is a perfect example, right? This literally doesn't cost that much to make, right? And now I probably have white colored ones, gray colored ones, or not gray color. What's this color? What is this color? I don't know. What is this color? It's not gray. What is this color? Tan? Tan, right? So which would you rather play with, my friends? Which tank? Do 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 do. Which one would you rather play with, my friends? Right? You're gonna play with that less than a quarter a cent plastic piece, or would you rather have something that looks halfway decent? You can put it out, it fits on the spot. You got plenty of room. It's not like you're limited on your space. You got plenty of room on each one of the spaces. And now look at this. Look how much better this freaking looks. I mean, game manufacturers are idiots. Which one looks better? You can see them both. Right? You can see them both. I'm literally going to have to find replacement parts for every one of their stinking plastic pieces, right? Because I wouldn't put that on my channel, because my channel's for me to make things interesting for people to watch and to view and to have a good time and to converse with my people and give you my opinion and listen to how wrong I am sometimes and listen to how right you agree with me sometimes and have fun and have a nice interaction, right? I wouldn't put their piece of plastic. I mean, that's just where I was running into problems. I wanted this episode to be all about, okay, we had an issue with Race to Moscow. We're over that. We're now going to move on. We're going to give it a try. And I did not go in thinking we're going to have an hour and a half complaining session about this game again, because I've literally spent 3 hours talking about this game and 0 hours playing the game. And that's not my fault. It's their fault. It's their fault for having a piece of shit looking game. Because now I'm going to have to find pieces. I'm going to have to find tanks. I'm going to have to find armies, right? Okay, so the armies, right? These ridiculously looking army things. What could they have done differently for that, right? You could have just... And these pieces, like literally, has anyone out there heard of Axis and Allies? What's it called? Axis and Allies, the miniatures game or whatever it's called, right? They have where you can go and buy these Axis and Ally packs. You get like 15 little pieces in the pack for like $10, 10 or 15 bucks. Not very much. And you get little machine gunners, and you have guys that are laying down machine gunners, and you got AA guns. I know you can't probably see a lot of this. So you got AA guns, and you have vehicles. This is where a lot of the vehicles came from. All kinds of different. Here's a British 3-pounder. And you can get the little vehicles in the packs as well. And you got soldiers, right? And you got the little soldier counters, right? So, I mean, okay, I'm just saying, right? Would it have killed them to spend more than 2 seconds thinking about this, right? More than 2 seconds? Literally more than 2 seconds would have been nice. So we have army group here. Let's see what we got. We got nice. We got a nice army man standing there. We got a machine gunners. Where are you? There you are. And then we got their crappy little army. I mean, how hard would it have been for them to contact Axis and Allies or whoever made these for Axis and Allies and said, hey, we need 1 million little soldier men. How much does that cost? It literally can't take more than a penny to make this thing. Maybe a penny or two, right? Maybe 5 cents. Maybe, let's say maximum. I mean, seriously, maximum, maybe 10 cents to make this thing. I can't imagine it costing more than 10 cents to make a little soldier guy on a stand. Happy New Year. Not quite, but yeah, we're getting there. Just popping in to say hello. Yeah, so I mean, I came with full intentions of playing this, showing it all, and talking about it, but yeah, it's this is I guess the game that is under my skin, because this is the game that I think about, and it aggravates me that it drags your loved one down, right? So if you got this beautiful lady, right? Beautiful girlfriend, awesome body, awesome personality, everything is great about her, and then she's got like this little scar on her cheek, and it just annoys you so much, right? It just takes away from all of the beauty, right? Because it's got that one little blemish, right? This is that blemish, right? It's the blemish on wargaming that takes the beautiful and makes it ugly, and that's what this game does. And that's it just drives me crazy. It makes it. This is the game that is going to do everything bad or wrong in wargaming. It just comes out in spades with this game. The way that they manufactured this component and made it into something it should not have been. 3 plastic planes and a plastic ship, and they're charging $30 for it. The crappy plastic components on this game, like I said, 80% of the rest of the components are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just the main thing you use every time. All your little units look like ass. And now I cannot play with these pieces. Maybe it's because I am shallow and I'm more concerned about the look of the game, and that could be true. But for me, part of the enjoyment of playing the game is also looking at the game and the components of the game. If I'm playing with the game and I'm looking at it, I want it to look good and nice. That's why the cards, which you're going to be dealing with, and they do look nice and they do look good and they are good quality cards, are very helpful. Great. Thank you. But then the rest of it is just, I mean, the other tokens are fine. There's nothing good, nothing bad. I mean, they're cardboard tokens. That's fine. It's the plastic pieces that are just drag it down. We should look at the rules and find out about the rest of the game, because I mean, maybe there's a good game to have. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. There's components here where you've got special cards that are going to come out and play out. $87 on Amazon with 2 whole 5-star ratings. Better get it now. There's only 2 more in stock. Do you get the aircraft expansion with that? I mean, you should try and see how much this is too, Chris, when you're running around. If you're looking for it, just let me know. The other thing is you're not going to find a game. You're not going to find another game where you're basically, it's a race between you and other players as you play different parts of a war game to try and get to your objective the first. I mean, this is kind of a unique, I guess, style, unique concept. Yeah, that's maybe a better word. A unique concept in that you're playing against, everyone's playing against the game. You're not playing against, I'm not playing one side and then playing the other side. I'm not playing the Soviets. The Soviets are played by the game. You're going to flip up a cards and it's going to tell you what you're going to need to defeat that card. And if you don't have that component, then you don't defeat the enemies and stuff. So you're playing against the AI. So it's just you using your units and you're not going against another player. It's kind of, but you're also working against the other players. I just want to see a one-wheeled Stuka get a kill. I know. It's just there was a little piece that fell out of the box earlier, and I couldn't figure out what the piece was because it fell on the floor, and I wasn't going to try and find it. And now I figured out what it was. It was the one-wheeled Stuka. So, yeah, it's just I've talked a lot. If I would have just played the damn game, right? But if I would have played the game, then I wouldn't have had the chance to let people know about it, right? Because I'm sure people are going to come and watch this. And maybe it'll inspire them to go watch my video, my unboxing video of it as well. Doesn't look like you get, no, I think this was, you have to kickstart it. And we got this as our special gift in the Kickstarter. And then you have to, the customer has to buy this for $30 if you want to add this on. I'm willing to, I am willing to give this game a try. I'm really willing to try this game because I should have played Final Girl. Yeah. It was either Nations, the Dice War, Nations, the dice game, Lucidity, or Final Girl was going to be my pick. And then Tony said, "Oh, you should play Race to Moscow." And I thought, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea actually, because I would love to give Race to Moscow another chance and give it a fair shot." And I got it all set up and separating the cards and trying to figure out what I was going to do with my little pieces. And by the time I got the pieces on the map, I already had a blood pressure that was through the roof. And yeah, I had full intentions of actually going through and playing this. And it's a damn shame because, as I mentioned, right, what I should have made game 100 was a game that deserves a spot. And that was The Great Wall. And in fact, that might be my number one game of 2023 as a tribute to that game, because that game makes this game look terrible, right? When you're comparing apples to apples. And here's the thing, The Great Wall. All right, so I'm gonna compare the two purchases that I made. Actually, I made 4 purchases, but we're gonna compare 2 of them. We're gonna compare The Great Wall board game, all right, and we're gonna compare 1941 Race to Moscow. All right. So here's what I got, and I'm gonna have to show you something. So I'm gonna take off the background. I'm gonna take off the background because I want to show you apples to apples, the difference between these two games. So we've looked at Race to Moscow. We've looked at the components. We've seen that. That was 60 euros. Again, it was about, I think, $75 to $80 plus the shipping at the time. I don't know what the exchange rate is now. All I know is what it was when they charged us. So we'll just think it was $60, 60 euros. I'm sorry, 60 euros. All right. Now, the Great Wall was 90 euros. So it was 30 euros more. Okay. It was 30 euros more. So take that in consideration. I don't know how much 30 euros is. I'm thinking $35 to $40 more. So it's $35 to $40 more, which if you go on US prices is usually an expansion, right? If you're going to order an expansion for a game, it's going to be around $30, $35 for an expansion, right? So Race for Moscow, 60 euros. The Great Wall, 90 euros, $30 more. So we basically got an expansion for free. But let's see what we get. Let's see what we get with the Great Wall. All right. Well, since I'm not playing this right now, I'm going to set this, put the pieces aside. So here is the Great Wall. You can see the Great Wall and Race for Moscow is roughly about the same size game. The Great Wall box is actually slightly bigger, but I'm not even gonna, I'm not even gonna say that, right? I'm not even gonna say that, right? Let's open up the box, Great Wall of China. Let's see what we get inside the box. We get our rule books and we get our little mats, our protected mats. We get all of our pieces to build the walls, which is cool. Then we have our mounted mat board, which is pretty standard stuff, good quality, great artwork and stuff. But here's the main difference, right? This box is jammed, packed, full of stuff. You literally cannot get anything else in this box, right? So let's take this out. So you think, oh, well, there's probably room underneath that, right? No, there isn't. There's more stuff. Oh, wait, there's probably stuff underneath that. Well, let's see. Come here. No, it's jam-packed full of cards and pieces and parts, everything you can possibly. It is jammed, packed, full. In fact, I had to take everything apart, all of the wall parts, take them all apart so I could put everything back in the box. Okay. So right there, you're thinking, oh, well, I mean, $30 more, but that you get a lot more in the box. That's probably a good deal. Oh, wait a minute, my friends. That's only box number 1. We got box number 2. Box number 2 we showed you earlier. This is the Ancient Beasts expansion. What does that do for you? Well, it's going to give you all kinds of super cool things. It's going to give you a ton more cards. It's going to give you a ton more pieces. I'm going to try and hold some of the stuff in so it doesn't fall out. Everything has got a spot. You can see it's got more pieces. It's got super cool miniature or wood. These are wood. These are not miniatures. These are wood. But look at the wood is actually, they put a sticker that you put on the wood. That's super cool. They got all kinds of wood pieces in here. Look at the size of these wood. Look at the size of these wood things. Look how thick these things are. These are like an inch thick. These are not your everyday, right? We got cards and more cards and more cards. Tons and tons of cards. Obviously more stuff. We got little cards. We got big cards. We got more pieces. We got more enemies to come fight us. We got more wood pieces. We got tons and tons of stuff. This is what is this called? The Ancient Beast expansion. That's what this is. It just gives you, a bunch of extra components and stuff. So you're thinking, oh, okay, well, that was probably the extra $30 you just spent on the game, right? Right? Because that's basically the cost of an extra expansion right there, the extra 30. So this was 90. Again, $30 more. And why? Oops, I'm putting this on backwards. Let's try the right way. Lovely. Put that away. Thank you very much. This is going to go over here. Okay. So that was our second. Oops, that's not the right lid. Must be this other one. Yes. That was the Black Powder expansion box, which the Ancient Beast and some other components and parts and blah, 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 right? Okay, so that was that. Oh, but wait, my friends, that is only box number 2. Wait, what? That's right. We got a third box. What is the third box, you might ask? Well, let's just see what the third box is. We kind of showed you what this is earlier. We get whole new walls to build, which I haven't taken out of the shrink, which I'm probably not going to do that right now. You get all kinds of stickers. You get a new rule book. You get, oh, look, more plastic miniatures. Oh my gosh, look at the size of these things. Look at the quality of these things. More cards, more pieces, more parts. Oh, I see. That's pretty neat. Put the stickers in there. Put the walls in there. Put this in there. Look at this. We have 3 huge boxes, right? 3 huge boxes. We shall compare the plastic pieces. Hang on. Gotta get out the special ship one. Gotta get out the special army ones. Hang on. Everyone, hang on a second. There we go. We got some nice army ones. We got some ship ones. Right? You want this one, don't you? And now, my friends, and now for the coup de grace, we're going to take and we're going to put our game back in the box. We're going to take all the parts to this game and we're going to put it back into the box so we can compare apples to apples. Oh, wait, don't get all my pieces in there, just their pieces. Well, I think one of my things ended up in there. Hang on. I am missing a wheel, right? I am missing a wheel to one of the Stukas, so you do have to keep that in mind. I will have to try and find that here in a bit. Putting everything back in the box that came with this game. All right, it's looking good. A few more parts and we can have a nice fair comparison, because I showed you what the Great Wall, what it looked like with all the components in its box. So I don't want to jip the Race for Moscow, and I have to find my tank, which is in here. Damn. Oh, almost missed that little. I almost missed one of the little white. Remember, you got 2 little white tanks. Don't forget both of them now. All righty. And here we go. Let's put this back in the box here now. Let's compare apples to apples. Right? That plus the rule book is everything inside the box. Right? So there you go. It's literally half the box, right? So Great Wall of China, you think I'm kidding. Nope, don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't you fall. Here we go. 60 euros. 60. 90 euros. With this, extra expansion, the extra pieces, the extra stickers, the extra miniatures, just these miniatures alone, at least $30. If you're buying this in the US, this is at least a $30 purchase. Anytime there's any kind of miniatures in it, the game you know is going to be minimum $30 when it's got that many miniatures in them, especially good quality, awesome looking miniatures. And this also goes with this, which has again a ton of extra stuff. It's got another person you can add to the game, some more rule books, some more stickers, and some more cards, and some more this, and some more of that, and more pieces and parts, and another full box. This, my friends, was $90. 90 euros. Not $90, 90 euros. And even the plastic part, right? I swear to God, whoever at Awakening Realm, right? Whoever at Awakening Realm, whoever made the little tabs on the side of this plastic holder at the top was smarter than everybody else at Phalanx Studios. That one person made a bigger difference in their game than every single person at Phalanx Games. Every single one, because there's only one way to put this back on. If you don't put it the right way, it doesn't go back on. So you have to put it on that way because of the way the little tabs are designed. You think, oh, that's not right, Jester. You don't think so, but watch. I'm going to take this, I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, and now, look, it doesn't go on because the holes don't line up. Don't argue with me. I'm right 100% of the time. And now there's too many things in the box. I'm going to have to put things back in where they belong. There we go. And is it coming up at 5 o'clock already? It's getting there, isn't it? So this, what you saw, this, what you saw, and this, what you saw, was $90. This, what you saw, and all of its pieces and parts, and all the air that it gets was $60. And I think one thing we forgot to do was put these cards back in. So sorry, there is another little thing of cards that we didn't put back in there. Like, literally, right? All they had to do to make this a halfway decent game was just to not cheapskint on the actual components. Make some decent tanks, make some decent armies, and, you know, all it had to do was be halfway decent. And it probably, you know, a lot of people would probably play it and enjoy it. And people will probably still play it with their crappy components. They'll probably still play it with their crappy components. I will not play it. I am boycotting ever playing this game. I was going to do it. I shouldn't have done it. Great Wall should have been my 100th game. Awakening Realm, those are the companies that we need to support. Those are the companies that we need to spend our money on, because look at the quality that they went through. Look at the effort they went through to make their game. There was no effort in this. No, to literally decide the difference between two panzer armies and to think that making one a millimeter smaller than the other one was a great idea. That company, you just need to leave. You need to go because you're idiots. You need to go. Everyone in that company should feel ashamed, and they should literally go on a sabbatical for 3 years and then come back to the industry and see if they've made themselves a better person. That's what they need to do. I'm calling for a company-wide sabbatical. That might be the only. We're at the end of the year. You could start January 1st, 2023. You come back January 1st, 2026. 3-year sabbatical. Everyone at the company, go. Please, for the love of God, go on a sabbatical for 3 years for us. And then maybe when you come back in 3 years, you will then have learned the ways of the world, and you might understand that when you put your heart and desire into the things you love, other people will love them as well. I knew nothing about Awakening Realms. I knew nothing about this game. It sounded like a great game. The price was okay. $90. Sure, let's go for it. Let's kickstart it. Why not? I don't know anything about this company. And man, oh man, it's literally, if Awakening Realms, anything they do from now on is going to be number one on my list. Number one game company on my list for purchasing board games, right? So I'm going to look. Anytime they do something, I'm going to buy. It's almost an instant buy for me. So Awakening Realms doesn't know me. I don't know them. I don't know anybody that works for Awakening Realms. For me, they have, with this one purchase of could have turned out to be total crap, right? It could have been the worst game ever, right? But with their dedication and their desire to show their love for their game to everyone out there, they made me fall in love with their game. And because I fell in love with their game, I'm now in love with their company. We look at the other end of the spectrum, and I will literally never, mark it down, never buy another game from this piece of shit company ever again. And there are several game companies that are getting pretty close to being on that list as well, with the way that they have started to do things, right? And as a game consumer, and we're going to talk about this at 5 o'clock today, and I think it's ultra important, people, next year, 2023, one of my New Year's resolutions is going to be making better purchasing decisions on what I get and when I get it, and how I get it, and what to invest in. right? I've now got to the point where I have enough games to keep me busy for the rest of my life. The question is, things that I'm going to add to the collection, why am I adding them? How am I going to add them? And what's the best way to go about doing that? That is what we're going to talk about today, because this has showed me that there is a good side and a bad side to board gaming. There's a good side and a bad side to everything. I mean, you can talk about anything. Talk about football. You can talk about surgery. You can talk about doctors, whatever. It's the same thing. There's good and there's bad. Wherever this is people in general. There's good people, and then there's people that want to take advantage of other people, people that want companies that, I mean, if you look at EA Sports, right? EA Sports, it's in the game, right? I grew up in EA Sports. I will literally never buy. EA Sports has now realized that they can make a ton of money with their football, basketball, hockey products, and soccer by putting gambling mechanics inside their game. And now you can go and spin the wheel and get all kinds of players and characters and ratings and stuff. And, they charge you extra money for all that stuff, right? It's because they want to make a ton of money from their games. And they don't care if it's an actual good game. All they care about is making money from the game. I don't buy their games anymore. I used to buy their games all the time. I don't buy any of their stuff anymore. So we're going to be talking about making better decisions with your money coming up at 5 o'clock today, because it's important. Ooh, am I giving away? May. Hmm. I'm in a quadrum. I'm in a quadrum, right? Because if I was smart, right? If I was smart, I would just trash this game, throw it in the trash can, and be done with it, and never have to look at it again. That's if I was smart, that's what I would do. But then the dumb part of me says, well, I could probably sell it for maybe $50 and try to make some money off of somebody. But then the little angel on my shoulder, and there is an angel on my shoulder, right? Let's show you. Hang on. Let's do this. Oh, that's not what I want. Let's see if we can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this now. Damn it. Let's see. Let's see. Add source. We're looking for image. There we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not. There's a little angel. It's on my shoulder. My little angel is saying to me, Chester, you don't want to give this to somebody else because they're not going to like it either. And you're just going to be spreading bad games around. You don't spread bad with bad. Don't try and sell this to somebody else. Why would you do that? And then, of course, the devil side of me says, hang on a minute. We got to get a devil now. The devil and me. Well, let's see. All right, so let's see if that one will work. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. Here we go. This is what I want. Add image. Download. Sure. Oh. Oh. Really? All right, so we have the devil and the angel, and the devil says, "Oh, you know what? There's no sense in you paying for this stupid product. Let somebody else pay for it. Yeah, I mean, you're giving them a deal. You're selling it to them for. I mean, you spent 60 euros on it. You're selling it for 50. That's 20% off. Sure, we should. Yeah, sell it. Let's make some money." That's what the devil's saying. Oh, you meant the Great Wall. No, there's no way in hell I'm selling the Great Wall. I will. That will be probably the last game ever, ever on my channel that I get rid of. This, if I had to sell everything I own, this would be the last. Because this reminds me of all the good out there, and the fun. It's a great game. It looks great. In fact, this is going to be game number 1 of 2023. I've already decided it's going to be game number 1. It deserves to be game number 1. The Great Wall. Awesome. Awesome game. Right, I can then see Dwayne. See Dwayne. Dwayne is the devil. Dwayne is the devil. Dwayne is the devil. Dwayne is like, sell it. Yep. And then you can buy another game. Yeah, yeah. When I first thought you said, "Oh yeah, you should try and sell it," I was thinking maybe you're selling Race to Moscow, right? Ooh, look here's what shows you it's a great game, right? I just happened to. This is the rule book for the stretch goals, right? So here's the rule book for the stretch goals, and underneath was an envelope that said the Great Wall, right? Big deal, Jester. It's an envelope that says the Great Wall on it. Look at what it says on the back. Open here. Bam. They didn't have to put that on there. Everyone knows how to open a freaking envelope. Ooh, let's see. What do we get inside this envelope? Oh, what do we get? What do we get, my friends? It's a letter. Dear backer, we are really glad you are reading this letter and that the Great Wall is now in your hands. This was an ambitious project. We tailored it to your expectations by developing both miniature and meeple versions, adding many game-enhancing stretch goals, and what's most importantly, polishing rules and gameplay so they will provide strategic depth while staying streamlined and easy to learn. It was the first time we offered such a variety for you to choose from, and we think it was a step in the right direction. Blah, 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 blah. There's a big, long thing. It would take me like 10 minutes. And then, my friends, it is signed, sealed, and delivered. Actual human beings spent the time to actually sign their letter that they sent out to their backers to say, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you. And here is who I am. I am willing to put my name on this contract that says I produce this because you know what? I'm proud to produce this for you. I am happy. If you have any complaints, you let me know. Call me on my phone and let me know if you have a problem with my game. I want to hear from you. Call me. These people put their names. Why was the Declaration of Independence such an important document in American history, right? It was the first time that human beings put their name down on a document saying that they didn't agree with their rulers, right? That's why the signatures were the most important things. That's what these people are basically saying right here. They're saying, I made this game. I'm happy about it. You should be happy about it. And I hope you are happy about it because I care about the game. And when you don't get something like that, and I don't expect like, seriously, I don't expect like this to be in there. But when it is in there, you say to yourself, wow, these people really care about their game. And then you look at this crap. This stuff. You look at it and you go to yourself, why? Why am I wasting my time? Why am I wasting my effort? Why am I wasting my life playing this crap when I should be playing this wonderful stuff? Do. Gandalf 970 says, I agree 100%. Same thing for me. Dwayne, this is one thing I like a play. Keith does the same thing. I agree with all things in this matter. I'm not preaching anything new. I'm preaching common sense. Use your brains out there, people. Use your brains. You're not going to have Jester looking over you 24 hours a day for the rest of your life. You're going to have to use some of your brain power too. Game companies like this that make crap products, right? And they sell it to people out there, make bad decisions, need to take a hiatus, a 3-year hiatus. Everyone in Phalanx needs to go away for 3 years because they lose their license. That's it. They lost their license for 3 years. They're not allowed to make games for 3 years. They need to come check with me when their hiatus is up, and we'll see if we give them their license back because they don't deserve a license for making this crap. There's zero effort and zero thought into this game. Zero effort and zero thought into making this game. Zero. And it's probably a damn shame that it's hiding, probably, unfortunately for the dude that made it, it's probably hiding a decent, fun game. It's kind of a Euro war game, right? You don't get very many Euro war games. It's a Euro-y war game. That's a good combo to have because it gets Euro players and war gamers together and they can all agree to disagree. And then maybe you get some Euro guys playing war games and you get some war guys games playing Euro games. And so you get some crossover. That is good. That is all good. But when they sit down to play this crap and they go, this looks like ass, I'm not playing this, then no one walks away happy. And you don't get any war gamers and you don't get any Euro gamers. And everyone's disappointed. So everyone in Phalanx, I need you to email me at idjesterlive@gmail.com. And I need you to turn in your game certificate because you are no longer authorized to make any purchases or any games for 3 years in the board game community. When it is December 31st, 2026, you can check back in with me at idjesterlive@gmail.com and we will reevaluate whether or not you can come back into the Board Gaming Society. If you have learned your lesson and have progressed and have come up with a 3,000-page document on everything that you've done wrong in this game, we will consider allowing you back into board gaming. Until such time, you should not touch anything in the board gaming community ever again. Amen. Everyone, let's pray for them. Okay. I'm hoping that you prayed for their blessings as well as for me. And hopefully we learned something today, boys and girls. The important thing is you support the people that love and the people that love and cherish what they do. You should support those people because those are the people. Whether it works out or doesn't work out, doesn't matter. It's the people that put the time and effort in that we need to support. So, anyways, we got a show in less than an hour. I need to go get a shower. I need to get ready. We're going all out here for the last day of the year. And I got to get my voice back in. Blah, blah, blah. And we'll see everyone. 5 o'clock, right back here, 5 o'clock, 1 hour. Go ahead, get your break, get your nap, because we're already riled up. Hopefully, it'll be out of our system by 5 o'clock. Let's hope that is. This was going to be game 100. Race to Moscow was going to. I thought it'd be a great reprieve. Give it another shot. Give it an honest whirl after our issue we had with it. I set it up. I had all the pieces out. I figured out 90% of the game. Okay, it's like a little race. We're trying to get our different pieces. Here's our different units. These are the different parts that go on our units. Okay, and then we just need to look at the rules to find out. I had it all set up ready to go. And the more I looked at these pieces and the more I had to deal with setting these pieces out, the more aggravated I got. So it was going to be 100, but I just can't, in good conscience, support and do anything with this game, because I feel like if I show people this game, if I put this game on my channel, people will view this, they'll go and purchase it, and they will be disappointed, and they will cry, and they will hate me for doing this and showing them this game. So I do not want to do that. So game 100 was going to be this game, but it's not going to be this game because in good conscience, I can't show people this game. I cannot do it because of the crappy components, which is a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Maybe if I replace some of the plastic components, I could get around it. Oh, if I didn't make 100 because of this game. It's just the way life is, I guess. I'm not going to have time. There's no way. I got to get ready for the show at 5. I've got the Buckeyes after that. It's going to be a busy night. I'm not going to have a chance. So we got to 99. 99. Forget the Ohio State game. Yeah, you got plenty of time. Nah, don't worry about it. It'll probably be over at halftime. Georgia will probably be up 35-0 at halftime anyway. So I might have a couple hours this evening to play it. But I think it was more important to talk about this and this catastrophe on wargaming and board gaming in general. And we're going to talk about 5 because we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions. My number one resolution is to be smarter about what I do with my board gaming next year. Not wasting. I'm not going to just kickstart anything because it looks good, sounds good, blah, blah, blah. It is going to be about, now we're at the point, I bet you 95% of us are at the point where we have enough games that we don't need to buy anymore for the rest of our life, and we could probably be happy. So anything we add to our collection, we need to find out why we're adding it to our collection. What are we going to do with it when we add it to our collection? And how are we going to add it to our collection? We're going to be a lot smarter next year. We're not just going to buy a million games and just get them in and then sit around and say, well, I didn't get around to playing that this year. I'll just get around to it next year. And then the problem is you waste, there's only X amount of hours that you play, right? So in your life, you have X amount of hours you work, X amount of hours you sleep, X amount of hours you relax, X amount of hours you play, X amount of hours. You only have so many hours, right? X equals whatever, right? If you have a lot of gaming time, right? Maybe you play 500 hours a month, 500 hours a year, maybe 600 hours a year, whatever, right? You only have X amount of hours. And when you're spending X amount of hours playing crappy games, as opposed to playing good games, that takes away from X amount of time you could be playing good games, like The Great Wall, as opposed to playing crap games like Race to Moscow. So if you're smart, and I was smart, what we would do is we would literally go through our collection and find all of our crap games and throw them in the trash can because all they're doing is wasting our time. Sure, we could try to sell them for a few bucks and try to get money back for them, but do we want other people to play these crap games? Or would we rather just focus in on all the positive stuff? Oh, Dwayne and his cell. Dwayne is the devil. Dwayne, you are the devil, my friend. We'll see everybody at 5 o'clock, 1 hour from now. We'll see everybody then. Until then, take care, my friends. Stay real. We'll see you next time.